There are so many Pokemon to collect in Pokemon Legends Arceus that your pastures are filling up quick. Let's show you everything you need to know about organizing them to their max potential. What's happening, everyone? It's Abdallah here, back again with another awesome Pokemon Legends Arceus tips and tricks tutorial video. Today's video is all about managing your pastures. It's inevitable that your pastures are out of control, filled with Pokemon left and right, and the developers did not give us any tools in order to auto-sort things. So anyway, I got some information for you on how to best deal with that. So thanks so much for watching, and of course, thanks so much for subscribing and checking out our other Pokemon Legends Arceus content that we have on the channel over here. We're doing a lot of shiny hunts, we're doing a lot of tips and tricks tutorials, so definitely take a look at many videos in the playlist. And while you guys are here, definitely take a look at AbdallahSmash.com for the latest Legend merch. This is going to look amazing on you, so get it while it lasts. Let's start off with the basics of how to move around your Pokemon in your pastures. It's definitely imperative, and a lot of you guys might not know this stuff. So anyway, as you can see over here, there's going to be a lady right at the Pastures in Jubilee Village. You can also meet up with the guardsman right next to Professor Laventon at any of the camps. Now, once you're over here, I'm going to give you guys a suggestion of taking a look at your very first pasture. Right over this way, you'll notice that as you move around over here, you can press the A button and you'll have a bunch of options that come up. You can look at their summary, moves, name, markings, release them, etc. That's what the A button does with that. If you press the Y button over here just once, you'll see a blue cursor, and the blue cursor will allow you to simply move any Pokemon you want wherever you want. You can put them on your team, you can take them off your team. It's just going to be a way of saving a button press, because simply put, if you press the A button on them, you can click on move, but that's going to take a long time if you're looking at moving many Pokemon. And last but not least, if you press the Y button again, you'll be able to do multi-select. I like multi-select because you can grab as many Pokemon as you can on screen over here and then move them all at once. In case I want them all on my team, you can absolutely do that and move them back. If you have them selected over here and you press plus to all pastures, you can move any of these Pokemon to any pasture you want, and you can go from there. It's pretty easy. Anyway, so now our next step is going to be teaching you guys exactly how to use the All Pastures button. That's going to be using the plus button right over here. It's very easy. You can see over here that you have many boxes over. The total amount of boxes is right on screen at 32. Yeah, that's a lot. 8, 16, all the way through. Each of these boxes has 30 Pokemon in them for a grand total of 960. And if you want to count the 6 Pokemon in your team, 966 in total. That's a lot of them, absolutely is. And keep in mind that if you don't have this many boxes available, just keep on catching Pokemon and you'll be able to automatically fill them up. So that's how that's going to work. Now, of course, once you're over here in the All Pastures mode, by pressing plus, you can press Y to swap any of these anywhere you want to, and you can also press the X button to change the name of any of your pastures. So you can name it whatever you want to. And we'll get into organization in a little bit later, but I wanted you guys to learn the basics of how to manipulate and move all of your Pokemon over here. The last lesson that we're going to do is the search functionality. Now, of course, Pokemon that I use often, I go over there and I mark them. So all you have to do is head on over to Y, click on select, you can go over to change markings. I like to use the first blue one. You can use anything to mark any of your Pokemon, but for Pokemon that I use often like Arceus or Regigigas, or a Pokemon that has like a really strong false swipe or just really good battle Pokemon, I'll mark them with that. That way you can head on over to search, you can click on markings over here, you can search for the blue marking, which is the absolute first one, and then click on search that way. If you press all pastures with plus, you'll then be able to see where exactly those specific Pokemon are in your entire 960 mess of boxes. Right over here, my Alpha Vaporeon is my favorite Pokemon, so I absolutely marked that. And then I absolutely love using Regigigas because it destroys Alpha Blissey in a couple hits. So anyway, I marked him over there. You can see with the search functionality, not only can you search from the markings, but you can go over here and search out with, get these colors out of here. You can do red, blue, or nothing. You can search by their name too. So whatever you want. Let's say, for example, you want to find your Azelf that you found, and click on search, press plus, and you'll be able to see that one box is highlighted right over here in the lower corner, and his coloration is also there too. So there's going to be some Pokemon that their coloration is a little bit more gray, so this is going to be your best bet on how to find them all. So now that you know how to move around your Pokemon, let's talk about which Pokemon you should keep and which Pokemon you should release. Oh man, yeah, your boxes are going to be filling up, so let's talk about releasing first. There's really only a couple reasons why you'd want to release Pokemon. One is because you want to be able to make room. You want to be able to organize all 960 of these spots, and having multiples of one Pokemon from a mass outbreak, there's really no point in keeping them. And our second reason why is whenever you release a Pokemon by simply pressing through the X button, you'll then be able to get a whole bunch of grit items, and I'll show you guys how to do that right now. So for example, we're going to go over to our first Pasture. I don't need any of these Pokemon, so I'm going to press the X button, and then the cursor is going to come over here, and you're going to be able to pick and choose any of these Pokemon. Like for example, I don't need any of these guys at all. Like, they're just extra mass outbreak that I caught. And I have a couple alphas over here too, like I was grinding through the alpha Lucario and catching them. So I'm going to get rid of one of those. So here we go. We are going to press X again, and it's going to say, do you wish to release these Pokemon? Press the, press the yes button if you want to, and it's going to default to no just in case. But anyway, we're going to do that. And it says you let the Pokemon go. Farewell, take care. Now, keep in mind that if it's a rare Pokemon like a legendary or a shiny, an additional screen will say, hey, this is a really rare Pokemon. Are you sure? Sure. Anyway, so keep that in mind so you don't have to worry too much about that, because some of the colorations are a little subtle, like Paris, for example. Anyway, as soon as you're done with releasing Pokemon, all the Pokemon will drop off some of the grit items. Grit Pebbles, Grit Gravel, you'll get some Grit Dust, and then of course you'll get some Grit Rocks based off of the Pokemon that you released. The higher the level, the better the items, and of course if it's an alpha, there's a better chance at getting some Grit Rocks, which is the best item. If you guys are curious as to what Grit Rocks do, I've got an entire video dedicated to that, so definitely take a look. Now that you guys know a lot about how to release Pokemon, let's talk about which Pokemon you should absolutely keep within the game. And since there are many boxes, you can easily go through and save a bunch of them, right? There's nothing wrong with that. So for me personally, one of the first things that I want to talk about is going to be keeping some Pokemon that you want to be able to trade with others. Of course, there's these space-time distortion Pokemon, but within them are going to be some different species with different weights and variations. Case in point, Magnemite. There's a research task that says caught a light specimen. So if you have a light version of Magnemite, that's super rare. You'd want to keep that. Same thing over here with Shieldon. If you had one that is a heavy specimen, yeah, that's very rare. So congratulations on having that. Hold on to these so that you can potentially trade them with your friends in order to get those Pokedex entries filled. Our next reason is to simply evolve them, right? If you have this Porygon over here and you're going through the Pokedex and you want to hold on to him because, of course, he's rare, you know what? Keep him in a box until you get an upgrade, until you grind enough merit points to do so. Same thing with this Cranidos over here, or maybe you're looking for a Razor Claw for this Sneasel this way. Anyway, hold on to the ones that you want to evolve in order to fill out your Pokedex. All right, one of the other things too is going to be maxing out their research levels, right? That's what you want to do with keeping some Pokemon. There's going to be some Pokemon right over here, like this Ursaluna. Like, it took me a long time to find a Peat Block, which is the evolution item for it, outside of doing the quest for finding Wanda. So I'm not going to simply release this simply because I have to go through and do all the Pokedex level researches in order to get it perfect. So any of the Pokemon that you want to work on their Pokedex entries that are a little bit harder to find, that you can't just go out and catch, I would definitely recommend saving. And then last but not least is going to be any of the Pokemon that are of the varieties that you need for quests. So for example, if you take a look at my Pastures over this way, I remember that there was a big Buizel quest, so I held on to my Alpha Buizel that I found that I can easily give to that person. Likewise, some of you guys are working on some Burmy quests. There are so many different side quests and requests within the game that you may need some certain Pokemon on. So if you know them, hold on to them and you'll be good to go. Alright, so now that you know all of the basics of moving Pokemon, which Pokemon to release, which Pokemon to keep, now let's talk about how you're going to organize all of your boxes. That's a lot of boxes. So all 32 boxes, there's a lot happening over here. So this is how I organize mine. Of course, this is not the end all be all. Let me know in the comments how you exactly organize yours, but there's lots that you can do over here. For starters, the very first ones, Pastures 1 through 8, right over this way, these are going to be be, by default, where your Pokemon go as soon as you catch them. So I would honestly suggest leaving these top 8 completely emptied out. So I have to go over here through Pasture 2 and release all these guys and do the exact same thing just to get rid of them, right? You want to be able to have those top 8 done. Now, what I've done with the next one, the next row of 8 over here, is simply put, you can go through and catch a whole bunch of alpha Pokemon. A lot of you guys want to have an alpha dex, or you guys can go through and have a living dex. And what a living dex is, it's really just going through the Pokedex numbers and saying, okay, well, here's Pokedex number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then just have like one of each of them. That's going to be the most common thing that a lot of viewers are going to be doing. Now, I honestly don't need a specific living dex because I'm going to be trying to go for an alpha dex, and that's going to be catching all the different Pokemon of those species in their alpha forms. Yeah, it's going to take a long time, but it's going to be really cool. So as you can see over here, I've got 1 through 30 alpha. We did 31 through 60 alpha, and then it just keeps on going. 61 to 90, 91 to 120, 121 to 150, 151 to 180, 181 to 210, and then I stopped at 224 simply because all the legendaries can't be alphas, and Lucario is pretty much the last entry over there. But likewise, like I said earlier, if you guys want to dedicate this entire row of boxes to your living dex, you can just name it however you want to. You could just name it 1 through 30 and then just move on forward, 31 through 60, etc., etc. So you can do your second row as living dex, you can do your third row of all of your alpha decks, and then if you guys are really overzealous, like myself, you can come over here and attempt a shiny living dex, which I'm already working on it. I'm doing really well on this page. This page is amazing, man. I've got a lot of shinies on here, but I'm pretty much going through and finding some sort of Pokemon that I can go through and just eventually do it, right? That's the dream. That's what you want in life, right? You want to get all of those shiny Pokemon. Okay, so you've got 3 rows of Pokemon that you can do that. You can do living, you can do alpha living, and you can do shiny living. And of course, if you don't need all 8 boxes over there, you can dedicate maybe the first 4 boxes to, I don't know, just catching Pokemon, then just empty them out. Of course, what I like to do also is I like to keep a box full of rare Pokemon that I want to hold on to. All the space-time distortion Pokemon are going to be inside there. You can also see that, yeah, starters, extra starters in case I need any of them. Over here, I like to keep some extra alpha Pokemon that I want to sort through all of that stuff. And then right over here, I like a box full of unknown, because obviously you went through and caught every single one of those. And then last but not least, throw the legendaries in a box right over this way, and you're pretty much done. So other miscellaneous boxes that you guys can do would be maybe a battle box, Pokemon of the highest level that you have, maybe the best maxed out grit, EV, IV stones and all that stuff, or just do everything that I do over here. Anyway, really excited to hear what you guys have to do with all these boxes. It's super fun, and I honestly love cycling through here and seeing all the different Pokemon show up as soon as you're done talking to the lady. You can see absolutely everyone here, which is so fun. You can see an Alpha Magikarp, and if you want to cycle through every single one of these and potentially see some shinies in the overworld of that, just talk to her and then just back out really quick, and it's just going to change every single one of them. So pretty fun. Pretty fun. Anyway, that's all I got. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know how you go about organizing all of your Pokemon in your pastures in Pokemon Legends Arceus, and we can continue the discussion right down below. As usual, thank you so much for watching, and thanks for subscribing in our quest for 1 million subscribers. We'll be seeing you guys on the next exciting episode of Pokemon Legends Arceus. Take care.